stress lately. I have a lot of deadlines at work, and it's leading to me staying up all night to finish them, and it's leading me to having a lot of headaches, cough, cold, fever, not able to sleep properly, and the weekends I just sleep too much. I'm just going through a lot of stress at the moment. Okay, sure. Sorry, I'm just making some notes here as you're speaking, just so that I know what treatment to give you or what medication to give you. So I'm not being rude, just taking notes as we speak. But yeah, feel free to keep talking. So I do feel I just can't let go of what happened to me 10 years ago in that abusive relationship, and I'm not able to trust anyone now. I'm not able to let anyone in my life. I'm not able to open my heart because I can't get over what happened to me, the abuse I faced 10 years ago in that relationship that I was in. I can't imagine how difficult it must have been for you to have gone through such a traumatic event. We will work through this together. We will come up with a plan for you to accept what had actually happened to you and learn to move on with your life in a healthy and positive way. So you are in good hands. I had a car accident 3 years ago that led to a lower back injury, and since then, despite everything I've tried, the pain is still there. It's not subsiding in any way. I'm not really sure what to do. I've tried everything. I've tried going to different doctors. I've gone to different chiropractors, physiotherapists. The pain is still there. We've just tried everything. I'm just not sure what to do, and I'm really struggling because of it. It must be very frustrating to not know how to deal and heal from the pain that you experienced 3 years ago. So I'm happy to explore other alternative treatment options just so that we can alleviate your condition a little bit more. Anything that you need from me, just let me know, and we will work through and get through this together as a team. Wow, wasn't that a sea change from what we experienced last week? Literally like night and day. Now, those are two very handy English idioms for you to be aware of and use them in your daily speech. So, what we have looked at today has been the positive side, or what you should be doing when you're trying to demonstrate active listening and eventually and consequently empathy towards your patients. So we looked at the same scenarios as what we did last time. Number one, of course, is when you're talking about a patient going to a doctor, just talking about their symptoms of stress, and the doctor actually is making eye contact and also acknowledging the fact that the patient is speaking to them, but they need to take notes just so that they know what treatment or medication to give them. So apologizing whilst maintaining eye contact and taking the relevant notes. So that's a very good positive action. Now the second one, unlike last week when we looked at dismissiveness and just shutting down the patient completely when they are speaking about the trauma that they experienced from an abusive relationship, this time, however, the healthcare professional is showing a lot more empathy and understanding, or putting themselves in the patient's shoes and saying, I can't imagine what you'd have gone through, but also reassuring them that they can get through this through a process of gradual acceptance and showing them that reassurance and demonstrating to them that they are here to give them the relevant support and strategies that they need in order to get the help that they need in order to get to a happier place in their life. And number three, of course, was the situation of the chronic pain. And even now in this one, if you have a look at what the healthcare professional says, they are going about how alternative treatments have not worked, and they're showing to them that patient that there is the frustration that they are experiencing and living with the situation, but also reassuring and keeping an open mind even from their side that they will work together with the patient to help them get to a happier and pain-free and better place. So these are three scenarios where we have now seen a more positive version of what happens to a patient when their healthcare professional that they're working with demonstrates active listening skills, empathy, reassurance, as well as a sense of teamwork when they're working with the patient on their terms, and also respecting their autonomy and respecting their choices as well as their feelings. So these are all really good examples of active listening. Now, active listening is only one part of the puzzle on how to be an effective communicator in the healthcare space. It's fundamental, it forms the basis of everything. But what I have explored in the 3 video clips that you just watched right now are elements such as putting yourself in the patient's shoes and showing empathy, keeping an open mind yourself as a healthcare professional to explore alternative treatment options that are beyond the textbook versions that they have traditionally been trained with or exposed to when they started their career. Also looking at things like drawing from their own life experiences. Sometimes something I do mention in a lot of my content, where while you have to maintain patient confidentiality, it is important that you are in many ways trying to relate to the patient by being a little bit vulnerable, which can be tricky, which can be a bit of a slippery slope, but regardless, having that balance between showing vulnerability, but also having a bit of boundaries on what you choose to and choose not to disclose to your patient. Because you want to, put boundaries on what you're telling them, and also respecting the confidentiality of the other patients that you work with. So again, making it a much more relatable experience that really goes hand in hand in building a good rapport with your patient, and also building the trust that you need and the credibility that you will gain in the process when you do demonstrate these skills with your patients will be second to none. And so there's a lot to take in this video. So what we will do next week is just sort of wrap everything up in terms of what active listening is, what not to do, what should you be doing, and how we can practice active listening and eventually get better at it in order to build a better rapport or relationship with our patients, and also demonstrate and grow our credibility and trust, their credibility and trust for us. So once again, in case you have not met me before, my name is Shweta. I am the founder of Healthy Dynamics. We are a coaching practice, and we develop and implement coaching programs for healthcare professionals in clinical spaces who work closely with patients to help them communicate better and build more effective communication skills and gain credibility and trust in the workplace, and ultimately achieve workplace excellence. So this was again part 2 of the part 3 series on the importance and different facets of active listening. Week 3, which will be the final series, will be a summary of everything that we've covered. So it'll be not me doing a role play. Next time it'll just be me talking in front of the camera and talking about everything that active listening is about. So hope you found this video effective and useful. So please share it with anyone that you might find who might find this useful. And thank you for watching and for your undivided attention and support that I've received for the page and my content so far. And I will see you same time next week. And thank you.